Hi and thank you for visiting my channel. In this video we are working at entry-level functional skills maths and we are going to be taking a look at movement. More precisely, we are looking at how we can describe movement by using directions. When we're wanting to describe the movement of something, we might do it by describing its direction. So let's have a look at 4 basic movements that something might make. We might say, for instance, that something is moving up, or we may call it upwards. And similarly, we may describe something as moving down or downwards. The other two are to say that something is moving to the left, and the opposite of left is right. So we can use these directions to describe how something moves. However, not all directions are in straight lines. Let's take a look at a clock face. Now we know that the hands of a clock all go around in a certain direction. It's not a straight line, but we do have a name for that direction. We call it clockwise. Similarly, if we see something turning in the opposite direction to the hands of a clock, it is known as anti-clockwise. Now sometimes, as well as being able to give the direction of the movement, it's also important to say how far the movement has gone. Let's take a look at this circle and imagine that we start at the line here at the top and we turn all the way around so that we end up back where we started. In this case, we would say that we have turned in a whole circle. In another example, we are again starting at the top, but this time we are travelling down to the line at the bottom. We have gone halfway round the circle, and that is exactly how we would describe it. We would say we have turned a half circle. And don't forget, in the example I'm showing here, this is turning a half circle in a clockwise direction. It is, of course, also possible to turn a half circle anti-clockwise. And in a third example, we are moving again from the top, but this time we are only going to the dotted line here. Notice the right angle, we have gone through 90 degrees, and this we would call travelling round a quarter circle. One useful tool which helps us to describe movement and direction is a compass. Now a compass is something that gives names to some directions. A compass always starts with an arrow pointing upwards, and this direction is north. If we take a quarter turn clockwise so that we are pointing to the right, this direction is east. Another quarter turn from east, again in a clockwise direction, we come to the south, and pointing to the left is the final one, which is west. So we can use any of these names to describe which direction something is travelling in. And in fact, there are 4 more directions that we can give names to on a compass. Now the compass has 8 points rather than the original 4. The names for these second 4 are made up from the names of the first. So if we have a line which is exactly halfway in between north and east, we call it northeast. Similarly, between south and east, this direction here is the southeast. Between south and west, we have the southwest. And between north and west we have northwest. So each middle direction here is made up from the names of the 2 on either side. Just remember that north and south always come first. Let's take a look at how this might help us describe directions. Here's a map of London. Let's say that we are travelling from Enfield, which is at the top of the map here, and we want to travel down to Croydon. The simplest way to describe this movement, this direction, is to say we are travelling south. Similarly, if someone wanted to start a journey in Merton, which is in this part of London, and they were going up to Redbridge, and you draw a line to describe the direction, you would describe it as travelling north-east. And finally, let's finish with a quick tip. If you are having difficulty remembering the main 4 points of a compass, think of the initials N, E, S, W. Could also stand for Naughty Elephants Spray Water. Well, I hope you found that useful. If you do, please check out some of my other videos. I have a link to the side here to one of them. And of course, please do subscribe to my channel. Hopefully, I'll see you again. Thank you.